Welcome back to another Out of the Bubble interview, and I am really excited this morning to be talking to the gorgeous plus-size model Kaisa Henriikka. I first met Kaisa at the Real Catwalk, as organised by model Khrystyana in Trafalgar Square last year, and as soon as I saw this vision in a bright orange swimsuit that looked like something out of Baywatch, strutting her stuff, I knew it was somebody I would like to get to know more. So I'm delighted to be talking to Kaisa this morning. And Kaisa, morning, Kaisa.
Good morning, Rachel. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you this morning?
Really good. It's a bit cloudy, maybe a bit rainy, but yeah, I feel good. I'm all dolled up and ready to face the day.
You're looking very glamorous this morning, I have to say.
I am actually doing a remote photo shoot after this interview, so I'm excited to see if we can come up with some good photos.
That'll be interesting. Yeah, no, I've seen a few people do it and they've had some really good kind of pictures
Yeah,
from it. It'll be interesting.
it will be a new concept, definitely.
Yeah.
It will be a hit or miss, but we all have a lot of time in our hands, don't we? So why
So
not?
what's lockdown looking like for you?
Lockdown has been extremely lonely. I don't have any roommates. I live alone, and my family is not in the same country.
Mm.
So I have been struggling quite a bit. If it wasn't for my content creation and social media, it would have been a lot harder. But
Yeah.
luckily, we have video calls, and my friends have really taken it as their task to keep me company like
Good.
every single day. And now I have a little dog here to keep me company for a few days as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you can go out dog walking.
Yeah, exactly. It's so nice to go out a few times a day. And yeah.
Yeah. Lovely. Oh, that's so nice. So how long
Yeah.
have you been in London? Because you're Finnish, aren't you?
Yes, I'm from Finland originally, and I moved to London about 3 years ago. So yeah, it's been really nice. The only thing I regret is that I didn't move here sooner.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, I feel like London has so much to offer for me. So yes, I'm quite happy to be here. I feel at home,
Yeah.
really.
Lovely.
Yeah,
I mean, we
yeah.
first met last year at Crystiana's Real Catwalk, which I'm going to talk to you about later. But how did you? I mean, you looked amazing. You had this bright orange Baywatch style swimsuit, and I was like, I have got to get to know this woman because you just ooze confidence, you know, and you look so sexy and completely owned your look. You looked amazing. Have you
Thank
always had that sense of confidence and
I think I've always been confident since I was a little child. I've always been very outspoken, very bubbly, friendly, and funny. So it has been easy for me to find new friends. And then when I realized that I can actually do modeling, which was about 5 years ago, um, I just I just wanted to take a full advantage of what I have to offer, even though I am plus size. But I feel very comfortable in front of the camera, and yes, I think I've always been really confident.
mm. What tips could you give other women that might be struggling? Because I know so many women that aren't as confident as you, at lots of different ages in life.
Yeah. Uh, I think first you have to kind of learn to accept yourself and try to focus on the positive or neutral things about you instead of the negative. So what I always tell people that don't have the confidence, I tell them to go in front of the mirror and try to find three things that they do not hate about themselves,
Mm.
and repeat that every single day. Try to come up with three new things that they do not hate about themselves. And there you go. After 1 week, you have a big list of qualities that you kind of feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And then you can start accentuating those qualities in you when you go out and face the real world. So I think that's a good start.
Yeah. Because I think the thing with people that, when we say we're body confident, I think people assume that every single day you absolutely love yourself and you never have bad days. And that's just not true, is it?
Yeah,
There are
no,
days
it's
when
not.
you do feel that life's more difficult to accept your body?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like for me it has been quite hard to accept the fact that I'm not very motivated during this lockdown now. So
Mm.
I have completely forgotten about exercising. I absolutely love doing boxing. I love swimming. I can't do those things now. So I kind of feel like I'm letting myself go a bit, although I'm blaming it on the lockdown. But I definitely feel like I'm seeing a different me,
Mm.
looking back from the mirror, not that active me. And yes, that has definitely been a bit of an issue. That I do feel like I'm not that sexy, confident woman every single day, just
Mm.
because I don't get to be that active like I'm usually.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing about social media, which has been fantastic whilst we're going through this. The
Yes,
downside to it is you are bombarded by people doing exercise videos after healthy eating plan, and you just come away thinking, God, I'm not doing any of that. So it does make you feel more negative about yourself, I think.
that's true. I think all of my friends are doing some 30-day
Mm.
challenges. They're always sending me links of this amazing personal trainers on YouTube, and I should try this and I should try that. But I just can't find that motivation right now. It's quite difficult to just, get out of the bed in the morning, make yourself a cup of coffee, and then for me, I need to kind of do social media and content creation every single day.
Mm.
So on top of that, I need to do my face and my hair every day. That's a lot of work
Mm.
one day in this kind of situation where you're just stuck at home.
Yeah, especially when you're on your own. I think that's really hard.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
So let's start about when you first started getting into modeling. How did you find it going into it as a plus size model?
Um, for me, it was one day that really made it for me. So I found this casting for a makeover day where they would do my hair and makeup, and there would be a professional photographer there. And I did that day. I got the edited images back and realized that I can actually model. It was my first time doing that ever. That was about 5 years ago now, 5, 6 years ago. And it just felt like I belonged there. It's a weird feeling, that feeling when the flash comes off and you're
Yeah.
just like, this is what I want to do. And I've always been like very comfortable having my pictures taken, even with my friends. I've never cared about my size, but one of the reasons why I moved to London was because the plus size market is not really booming yet in Finland.
Mm.
So I wasn't able to do this in Finland. So it was a strategic move for me,
Yeah.
uh, moving to London and get this really going. And I've been doing it ever since. So I think I had my first photo shoot in London just 1 month after I moved to London. So
Yeah. That's
yeah.
brilliant. And do you ever get nervous in front of the camera? Because I absolutely love being in front of the camera, but I do have that adrenaline rush and the kind of anxiety before I do it. Do you ever get that? And if you do, how do you manage it?
There have been a couple of moments where I felt like if I don't give my best right now, uh, then my modeling career would be over, which is not true. But especially when I'm doing a photo shoot with somebody else, especially a male model,
Yeah.
it's a different kind of dynamic, and you really need to kind of even accept your body even more than you normally do. You need to be really in tune with your body and with the beauty that you have in order to have that dynamic duo moment with somebody. So I think duo photo shoots for me are the most nerve-wracking.
Mm.
But then whenever I go abroad and I work with a photographer that I've just talked with online, and I have no idea whether it's going to be good or bad,
Yeah.
which happened in South Africa where I was in January. I did 2 photo shoots there. Both of the ladies were absolutely amazing, but it it's weird because you don't know them and you just start shooting. It's like you're thrown into the deep end and you just have to give it your all, and you obviously kind of want to maintain your name as this experienced model, so you need to make those poses every 5 seconds and really have that high energy. So I think
Yeah.
those two occasions I felt like um I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask you about your travel, because you've done some amazing shoots in countries like India, like you said, South Africa. Obviously, have you seen a difference in attitudes towards plus size models when you've worked in different countries?
Oh yes, definitely, especially in South Africa and India, they're in love with plus size models.
Really?
So I felt so empowered because I got messages from photographers and makeup artists there telling me that they would be honored to do a shoot with me, and I was like, I'm honored to do a shoot with you. So yeah, definitely, it was a different kind of appreciation over a curvaceous body.
Mm.
Um, Definitely more than in London and in India. Obviously, I don't look like everybody else in India. So even me just walking down the street, people would take pictures with me.
Yeah.
So it was very flattering, I would say. And yeah, I hope that one day when I go to a shoot in London, someone would be as excited as they were.
Yeah. I mean, have you noticed changes since you first got to London in the last 3 or 4 years in the plus size market and the way the media represent plus size women?
I think so, yeah. When I first moved to London, it was still quite small in a way that I would attend to a casting and then they would say they're not looking for a bigger model. And now the last few months, even like the last year, I've seen a big change. They are just telling me that I'm not what they're looking for, but they're kind of forgetting the fact that I'm bigger or not mentioning that I'm curvy or plus size. I'm just a model, but maybe I'm not what they're looking for. So there's a big change in terms of dropping the labels,
Yeah.
definitely.
How do you feel about the plus size label? Does it bother you? Do you?
I actually like it because I feel like I'm not a curvy model.
Mm.
Curvy model for me is maybe size 12 14 tops that has the curves in all the right places. And even though I have the curves in all the right places, I still have a lot more
Yeah.
in in other places where people shouldn't have curves. So so I think plus size model is a good term for somebody that haven't met me and I would have to describe myself. But I would like to go to a point where I am just a model.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Completely agree. I mean, I've seen
yeah.
you. You're like a chameleon. You look so different in all your photographs. You can really create some different looks and different images. What's your favorite kind of shoot? What do you like doing the most?
Um, I have two types. So I love to create editorial fashion photos, like really weird angles, beautiful garments and accessories with them. And just to kind of show that even though you're plus size, you don't always have to just do street kind of this normal fashion photo shoot. You can do a bit more and create that interest in that photo. That's something that stands out. And then I would say lingerie is
Yeah.
my other absolute favorite. It's funny because there's so many things about my body that obviously I'm not comfortable with, and lingerie shows off most of them.
Mm.
But still I feel so empowered. I feel
Yeah.
sexy. I feel beautiful whenever I am doing a lingerie shoot. So yeah, I think those two.
I'm the same. I never in my million years thought in my 40s I would be happy and confident wearing lingerie and modeling lingerie.
Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite jobs now. And it is that feeling of empowerment afterwards. You feel like, yeah, like you feel sexy and you're allowed to express that on film. And I think women really struggle with that kind of sexual side of showing themselves. How do we help women overcome that? Because it does make you feel good afterwards.
Um, I think it's a very difficult question, because you really need to be in peace with yourself first before you can actually be comfortable in wearing lingerie and maybe let somebody take your picture. Uh, Boudoir is a good concept for that, kind of creating those soft sensual images. If you don't want to show off too much, you can just show off a little bit of skin here and have a robe or kimono on you. And I think that's the kind of the right way to go about it, not putting the most sexiest lingerie on and having a whip in your hand and
Yeah,
be like, I can do this,
yeah,
if you can't.
yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you just have to start very slowly and find that sensual point where the picture is taken, and then you can start to go to the higher levels whenever you're comfortable with it.
I mean, we met at the Real Catwalk.
Yeah.
What made you want to join Crystiana's Real Catwalk in Trafalgar Square?
I think for me, the biggest motivation for that was Khrystyana herself. I followed her journey for so long, and I think she is so real. She is being herself in every situation. She's doing social media with such confidence, without makeup on, being goofy, being silly, but also being so loving and caring towards everybody, and making sure that her message is loud and clear, which is inclusivity and body acceptance. So she was the main reason why I wanted to do that. And maybe secondly, I wanted to show that I'm confident in myself, and me going there with my swimsuit, ridiculously sexy Baywatch thing with golden accessories and everything. Maybe I was hoping to give that little drop of confidence to somebody that is maybe struggling with their confidence, still showed up, but doesn't know if she or he's able to do that. So maybe they looked at me,
Yeah,
they said, okay, she's big, she can do it, so I can do it.
yeah. I mean, you did look amazing. And for me, it's one of the highlights of my year through the Real Catwalk. I absolutely love it. There's just that sense of community and of acceptance from everybody. And to watch the people at the beginning and then see how nervous they are, and then after they've done it, their reaction, and you just come away feeling so much better about yourself. It's really,
Exactly. And then not forgetting the most important fact, which is that you met amazing people there. I would have never probably uh, met you if it wasn't for the
no,
Real Catwalk.
yeah,
And there's just that this small group of friends that are now really keeping in contact all the time. And I just feel like that's the main message, to have uh, friends from different age groups, different races, and different sizes, and just celebrating yourself.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's what I loved when you contacted me to do the makeup challenge, the
Oh,
TikTok makeup
yes.
challenge. So it was about how many of us? Was there 6 of us from the?
Six
And
of
then it was
us, yes.
models that
And
had done
we
the
did
Real
that
Catwalk.
no rush challenge that has been going on for about a month now
Yeah,
in social media. So um yeah, my idea was to just show that us girls who were in that Real Catwalk, we are all very different.
mm.
We don't look alike at all. Uh, we are beautiful, but we are so different. And I just wanted to show that everybody's able to do whatever they want. And it's, for me, like message for Crystiana as well. It's all about accepting yourself.
Yeah,
That's the main thing.
yeah. I mean, you use your social media platform in such a positive way, and I did read about you highlighting the issue of the nightclub when you were told that you could only have 2 or 3 plus size models. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so this is something that I still get contacted about after, even it's been almost 2 years now. So I wanted to throw an amazing birthday party for my friends, and I wanted to go to Mayfair maybe a high-end club, just to have that little bit of luxury. And I asked one of the Mayfair Club promoters, they have an account on Instagram, and I contacted this account asking if I could get this VIP table from one of their clubs, and that I'm bringing 8 to 10 friends along. And then the answer was, sure, we can arrange that as long as you don't bring more than 2 or 3 plus size people. And the minute I read the message, I was just so shocked that I immediately posted it on Instagram. And then I think within the first 1 hour, it just spread all over. And next day, I was on Channel 5 News, live news, talking about this discrimination. I was on newspapers. So I just feel like that was one of the nastiest thing you can do to somebody, telling that they are not good enough because of their size. And I really wanted to shout it out clear and loud that it's not okay.
Yeah, good for you. I mean, it's sad that it's still that attitude in society towards plus size people. So how do we overcome that? How do we get people to stop being so judgmental?
I think we're going to the right direction right now, but we just need to push it even more and more, and make sure that there's enough representation in social media of all kinds of bodies, all ages, all races, and all sizes. It's just, it doesn't matter what you look like when you go out. It shouldn't be even a thing. So just keep on shouting, be louder. Keep on doing that until you feel like you can be comfortably in anywhere you go. You can feel comfortable, you can feel included. But I think we still have a long way to go.
Yeah, I agree.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. What about brands that you've worked with? What are your favorite kind of most inclusive, diverse brands that you've worked with?
I've recently actually focused more on the smaller brands, just because I feel like so many people are posting about these fast fashion brands, I would say, and they have millions of followers and their businesses are doing quite well as it is. But I feel like the smaller brands maybe need a little bit of boost, especially in the times like this. So I think some of the brands that I love to work with, I would say Dear Curves is one of my favorites, because I'm going to be there, the face of the brand for this year. As soon as the lockdown is over, we're gonna do the new collection, and I feel really happy doing it with them, because they're a small brand, but they're loud and a little bit sassy, a little bit bougie even, and that's me. So I'm happy to represent a brand where I feel like every single thing I wear is completely me. But obviously then there's other brands that I would like to work with, which is Simply Be, because of their very positive, self-accepting message as well. So
I would love to see you in a Simply Be advert. I would
yeah,
love to see you in a campaign.
I keep pushing. I've been going to the castings. I keep pushing.
Because
Maybe one day.
They do great clothes for a really wide range of sizes, but their campaigns always let them down because they never push it so that they have size 18, size 20 models that they should be using.
Yeah, that's true. But I'm quite happy with the brands I work with at the moment. Obviously, it's always nicer to get 20 brands working with me, but then I feel like I want to feel comfortable with their message as well, and I want to feel comfortable with the clothes that I'm kind of representing. So it needs to be me. It needs to look like me.
How ambitious are you then? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Oh, this is a tough one. In 3 to 5 years, I hope that I will be a well-known name, especially in Finland, since I'm trying to really be the face of body positivity in Finland. So that's something that I'm focusing on right now, creating workshops and events for ladies to feel empowered. So doing that is one of my main focus. But then in the UK, obviously, I want to build myself as a brand. I want to be able to get my YouTube channel going, and I want to be able to maybe show myself as a person a little bit more rather than just a model. So that's what I've been trying to do in this past few weeks now. I feel like it's more important for my followers to find out who am I instead of just showcasing pretty pictures. So yeah, getting more connected with my followers would be the other thing, definitely.
That's one thing I've really enjoyed about the lockdown, is because I've been wanting to do Zoom live interviews like this for months, but I've been putting it off just because it's that kind of thing of being in front of the camera all the time talking.
Yeah.
And so this has forced me out of my comfort zone, and actually I've absolutely loved it, because it means I get to see you and I get to talk to and connect with people. So I think you're right. I think it's about people wanting to see more of the real person behind the camera.
It's all about how you represent yourself, that there's a person behind all these modeling, influencing. There's a person with actual feelings, and what I've tried to do is really tell my followers when I'm not feeling well as well. I'm not always like completely dolled up and ready to go and feeling fabulous. I have those days when I feel like I can't do this. And that's what I need to show them as well, because it's very important to stay real.
How do you feel about the whole influencer side of things on Instagram? Do you think it's kind of reached saturation point? Do you think it's going to just grow and get bigger because brands are going to start using them even more? How do you feel about it?
Right now, especially during this lockdown, I feel like people are really, really trying to push their stuff out, and especially in Instagram, there are lives going on every single minute.
It's a bit too much sometimes.
It's a bit too much. I even feel like I need to get away from the social media for one day just to get my thoughts together. There's so many ideas how to connect with your audience, and people just come on live and just talk about whatever because they feel bored. And there's so many influencers at the moment. So I definitely feel like we have a lot of influencers, but then in terms of actual professional modeling regarding different age groups and regarding different sizes, there could be a lot more.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait till we get through this and you and I can do a photo shoot together. And
We've been planning this for so long.
It'll be brilliant.
We're gonna, and we'll probably have to do a lingerie one because we both love it so much.
Definitely. Yeah, you're on. So my last three questions I ask everybody. So do you have a favorite song that always motivates you?
I have two.
Right.
So Beyonce, Love on Top.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of a love song that you would sing to somebody, I sing it to myself. It has a powerful message, makes me feel good. You're the one I want, you're the one I need. Yeah, this is all I want, this is all I need. If I love myself, I can make stuff happen. Like, that's a powerful message for me.
Yeah.
And then Corinne Bailey Rae's Put Your Records On, just because I can listen to it when I'm cleaning, I can listen to it when I'm doing my makeup. It's just this feel-good, flowy song with no worries.
Yeah.
So I would say those two, definitely.
Yeah, I'll give you those two. And what about a book? What about a book that's inspired you? Do you read much?
I'm a very bad reader. I have a very kind of short attention span, which is, I think everybody has at this point after 5 weeks, 6 weeks, 7 weeks of lockdown. But the only books that I've ever read fully and then gone back to them and read it all over again are the books by Khaled Hosseini.
Oh, yeah.
Great author who kind of has very real and raw way of explaining difficult life stories. They're heartbreaking. I feel like crying, but I love reading about different cultures. So I would say his books, especially The Kite Runner, one of my favorites.
And mine too.
So yeah, whenever I feel like I want to just put my phone down, focus on something for a while, I need it to be meaningful. I don't want to just focus on a book that is just this light romantic story. I need it to be a real heartbreaking true story.
Yeah, fabulous. And what about who inspires you?
This is the easiest question you've given me all day. I would say my dad. My dad is my biggest inspiration. My dad is big, bold, loud, funny, and has always had the best self-confidence, and has always taught me since I was a young child that I can do whatever I want to do. I'm the prettiest girl in the world. And he just, and I wouldn't say, you can't say to a person that somebody is not good looking, but he's just a normal looking guy who happens to be quite big, but he thinks he's the best looking guy in the world.
Brilliant.
And if he can see that from the mirror every single morning, I think that's really good. If you can really see the beauty in yourself, then something is very right here. So yeah, my dad definitely, not just because he's comfortable with himself and his body, but he's comfortable when he walks into a room. Everybody just waits for him to start the discussions. Everybody laughs at his jokes. So he's just, I want to be like him, and I'm trying so hard to be. I'm trying so hard to be like him, and I feel like I'm the mini version of my dad, to be honest. And yeah, I just love his confidence so much.
Well, it clearly has rubbed off on you, because the Instagram name Kaisa Sparkle is an absolute perfection for you, because when you walk into a room, you do sparkle and you do gain everybody's attention, because you've just got this brilliant personality and you're gorgeous. So it's clearly.
Oh, thank you, Rachel. That's so kind of you.
Thank you so much for talking to me today. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I can't wait to catch up with you out of all this, and I hope the shoot goes well today. That'll be interesting.
Oh, I'm so excited. It's nice to do something different for a while, and yes, feeling energetic today, which is really nice.
Good.
So thank you so much for having me, and
pleasure.
Oh my God, I wish I could get half of that glow that you have on your face every day. I would be the happiest person in the world.
Well, thank you. Take care of yourself and enjoy the dog whilst you've got him.
Oh, thank you so much. Have a good day.
And you. Bye.
Bye.
So if you'd like to find out more about Kaisa, please go find her on Facebook at Kaisa Henriikka Model. You can also follow her on Instagram, Kaisa Sparkle. And if you're enjoying these podcasts, which I'm really hoping you are, and I hope you're finding some inspiration, then please go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rachel Peru Model.